think about the people I've met in my life, I think, fuck. We bump into people all the time, and at first it seems random, but sometimes those brief moments you can never forget for the rest of your life. And you wonder, was that moment just for me? I'm sure it's happened to all of us. We might even have the same stories. Nobody's that special. But certain people come in types, and certain types, well, they're drawn to you. For example, I'm sure you've met the liberal integrationist. I met this couple at a life drawing class. They were clearly both passionate about art, which is something they shared. At the end of the class, they approached me to say what a pleasure it was to have met me. And I must say, my dear, your accent is simply excellent, so British, keep it up. Or you may have come across the democratising women's rights world peace activist, the one who wants to save you. Like this woman I met one day on the way to a car park. It was right after a series of UK airstrikes in Syria. After Raqqa, one of the ISIS-controlled cities was severely bombed. People were feeling really good about doing something to save Syrian women from the clutches of evil Muslim men. As I walked to the car, I noticed the shadow behind me getting closer. I pick up my pace, not turning round, feeling a bit nervous, when all of a sudden I hear a woman's voice. I turn around, my heart beating fast, to face the middle-aged woman who stops me. Hey, it must be great to be free. You what? Jihadi John? He can't get you. But I don't know Jihadi John. She looks confused. But you're free. Your people are free. I say politely, I'm sorry, but I don't know Jihadi John. Where are you from, dear? Manchester. Oh, Manchester. She says, slowly looking me up and down, as if I mean Manchester, Saudi Arabia. Or perhaps you've come across the evangelical, anti-institutional religionist. This woman lets me know as I'm eating a sandwich on the South Bank that all men of religion are devils and killers, rabbis, priests, imams. And then, as he glances to the hijabi and young Muslim man sat beside me, she says, don't they care about their tradition? Especially her with those tight trousers. They're really provocative. You should tell her not to wear them. How about the neighbourhood immigration police? Like these two young men in a white van who pass by slowly as I walk home and shout, go back to where you came from! Well, maybe you've not met the rest, but surely you've come across the cultural anthropologist. He walks behind me for several minutes, and when I become frightened and pick up the pace, he nervously broaches the question. So, could you tell me? I've just become so curious. I notice some girls wear black, others blue, but you're wearing purple. Really? Why purple? I guess because it matches. Oh, it matches. Which he duly takes note of in his notebook. And the creepy neo-Nazi. We're alone at the train platform. He's smoking a cigarette, figuring no one will tell him off at this time of night. He offers me one. I refuse. When the train does stop and I get on, he sits beside me. I thought that would be it. So, it must be hard for you, with the problems over there. Over where? Over there. He leans over. With the Muslims, the Jews. I can feel my scar sticking to my sweaty neck. What do you mean? Do you mean the Palestinian-Israeli conflict? And then he tells me that he understands my people, and that is why the Jews should be exterminated. I'm sorry, I'm just in a bit of a hurry. I smile, anxiously staring down at my brown hands. I glance over to his and see a small swastika tattooed on his wrist. And then I quickly step out the door at the next stop. But it's not always like that. It's not always someone who wants to analyse you or save you or integrate you. Sometimes you meet someone who just talks to you like a human being. I walk into a library soaking wet from the rain and sit in front of a computer. As I try to wipe the puddles of water out of my scarf and dress, a hand places a note beside me. I turn to see a young woman walking away, wiping her eyes. I pick up the note, unfold and read. In these times when women are confronted with the intense pressure to conform and achieve impossible standards of beauty, you have chosen to be different. Thank you for being an inspiration. She doesn't know it yet, but her note came at a time I was wrestling with my own struggle. I hope to meet more people like her